we are back on it again. I have my merge fitted up. I have the hot side on, and I'm gonna try to weld this thing, or at least tack this together. And I have the hot side over here, or the turbine housing, and I've got the flange mated on it. I had to drill these holes out a little bit in the turbo housing, but I got it mated together, and I'm gonna test fit the flange and the turbine housing whenever I get this tacked on there. See if it's where I want it, make sure it's not too close to the engine, where it's kind of coming in midway, so I can run the downpipe and keep going from there. Got the turbo in there. Made sure the hood was closing without any cracks or crevices where it was keeping it propped open. But here you go, guys. Boom! There it is. Let me get my broom prop rod for right now. As you can see, I had to hack the radiator support out. Here's the turbo, all in its spot where it should be. And hopefully that'll work. That's where I'm going to keep it. And surprised the hood closes. First initial mock-up, it was hitting kind of these ribs, like I said. So, but it should work out pretty good, I hope. I'm gonna have to lay the radiator down kind of like this, I believe, kind of up closer. I might have to move my transmission cooler down a little bit. Not sure, but this turbo is going to fit somehow, some way. Little bit I didn't record. Got the flange and everything welded up on the hot side, and then I went through and painted it, coated it black with the Rust-Oleum paint. Looks pretty good, so I'm actually going to take and wrap it. I've got the wrap around here somewhere. I'll have to find it, but I'm going to heat wrap the whole thing except for this. I try to leave these open. Try not to trap the heat in them, make them last a little longer. But go ahead and heat wrap this thing and let it dry out after I heat wrap it, because I try to wet the heat wrap, and then maybe coat the outside of the heat wrap with the same paint. Here's what I do with this heat wrap. I usually put it in a pan full of water, get it nice and wet, and then I start laying it around this. And then I tie it with this tie wire to keep it in place. And then you can put these metal zip ties on, or whatever you want to do after that. But it makes it easier to wrap with it in water like this. So there's a little tip for you. Also, wear gloves, because if you don't, I've got rubber gloves and these gloves on, because if not, you'll get it all in your hands and it sucks. Here's the finished heat wrap job. It's not my greatest work, but it's good enough. And gotta let that dry, and then I'm gonna coat it again with the exhaust paint, and that should be it for that. Just so I can be fully transparent with you people, I have never TIG welded any stainless in my life, and I'm not very good at TIG welding aluminum either. But here it is. I have started welding the downpipe. Definitely not the prettiest welds in the world. I'm getting some conflicted answers on when I ask people what they think is wrong with it. Some say it's too hot, some say it's not enough heat, some say I don't have enough gas. So, I don't know. The heat signature, I feel like it's got too much heat in it. But, I don't know. It's not terrible, and I think it'll hold, so I'm not all that worried about it. This is how many pieces of tungsten I contaminated with my filler rod. So as you can see, I am a very much a noob. But yeah, so I got the that drying right now. Once that dries, I can, like I said, paint it again, put that on the car, and then I can mount this housing up and I can start building the downpipe. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to order a smaller radiator. Different style, because this radiator cap angled like that is not going to work. I need one that's flat, and I need one that's a little bit more narrow where I'm going to put this thing this time. So I'm probably going to order a little bit better radiator this time, give me a little bit better cooling. Sorry, still getting over my sickness, but yeah, that's what I'm doing today. Good stuff. As you can see, turbo's mounted up. Got the feed and drain lines on. Got the intercooler pipe hooked up, and here's the downpipe on there. I haven't gotten it past this point yet. I had a little bit of a fail today trying to get this thing where I can, I guess, fit it up and cut it and stuff. I just don't have the means to cut this stuff very good. And when you're TIG welding, it has to be really tight fit to each other and everything. So I'm probably just going to quit for the day. I'm going to have to figure out a plan B on trying to cut this stuff. But I did fire the car up, and the car does run with the new new valve springs and everything. So that's a good sign. But yeah, I just got to figure that out. Probably going to end up redoing the whole exhaust on this car. But yeah, instead of having the dual 2.5s or the 3-inch to dual 2.5 out, I'm going to probably just do a single 4-inch all the way out. Probably easier that way. I'll crank it up so you guys can hear it before I end this video off. Probably just gonna end it off here because I got a bunch of other stuff to figure out. But I'm not even sure where I left off on this old turd the other day. It's actually been a couple weeks since I filmed anything. I haven't done a whole lot, but at work I'm working 6/12s right now, so my time is very limited. Today is my day off for the week, and just so happens it is beautiful outside. So it's got to be at least high 60s, almost low 70s. But so far today, I've unmounted the transmission cooler, and there was a cross brace right here that I cut out of here, and I used a little air chisel to get the little plates off of each side. Here's the piece that I cut out. It goes across. It's kind of ugly, was in my way, and when I was mocking up the radiator, I think I'm going to put the radiator right here, right up front. I'll show you the new radiator. Can't really see a whole lot because I've got it covered up, but new radiator is going to mount right up here up front, pretty much about like that. Out of the way, I'm going to have a whole lot more room between the turbo and here, and hopefully the car should actually run a little cooler. because the lower radiator hose used to be basically almost touching the hot side. So hopefully get us some more room, and we won't have that problem anymore. But the car is coming together slowly. Let's see, what else can I show you? I bought a little cheap Harbor Freight bandsaw right here. I put it together, and hopefully I can cut some tubing, which I've already tried. I've cut tubing a lot straighter with this, so hopefully I can get back on the downpipe here and make it where it'll just go straight down, and I can have it at least started. But I really wanted to get the radiator mounted before I did anything else. So right now what I'm working on is, I've got the table set up over there. I'm gonna cut out some plates to kind of go over this ugly botched up metal, and I'm gonna weld them. I'm not gonna weld them all the way around. I'm just gonna tack them up, weld them up good, and basically try to cover this up, paint over it a little bit, and I think that'll be good enough. Trying to think of what else I'm gonna do. I may try to make some mounts for the radiator out of this aluminum bar. I think I'm gonna probably come off of maybe the bottom of the intercooler, kind of like this one was for the tranny cooler. Maybe I'll make two coming off of the bottom of the radiator, the intercooler, and just have them bend up where I can use it for the radiator. Hold the radiator up, and then I'll attach the top of the radiator to this thing with some nut certs. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and get back at it. Just got through welding up my plates here and here. It's not my best weld work, but it'll do what I needed to do. I just wanted to clean that up a little bit, make sure there wasn't any holes and ugly stuff right there. So now I can get to fitting my radiator in here and seeing how that goes. Started making this radiator cradle here for the front of the car, where I'm going to be putting the radiator at. I've been practicing on my TIG welding. It's not that pretty of a bead, but it's better than I've been doing, so I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, moving along as fast as I can. Today is my day off. As you can see, it's a rainy day here in North Carolina, so I need to figure out if I really want to mess with this thing or not. I do have some stuff I can do on the inside to this. I need to make some little U's that are going to clamp to the radiator over there, right there, and stuff like that. But got this part all welded up. Like I said, not the prettiest welds, but it's decent. Got the old bandsaw running. Cutting some more pieces. Alright guys and girls, I got some stuff done yesterday on the car. Didn't really film a whole lot. Actually, I didn't film any. I was just kind of in get her done mode because I've got very little time to work on this thing right now. But I did get the radiator in and mounted. I got the wires tucked. They used to run along the bar that went around here. I got them tucked up right here along the radiator cradle that I made, and I had to relocate the horn to here and the other side and extend the wires for those because streetcar. And so today's little project before I go into work tonight is going to be messing with these radiator hoses. I'm going to see if I can find another 90 for this side, and then I need to either get a longer pipe or maybe find something that'll fit. So I'm probably going to go to the parts store and just kind of rummage around their radiator hose selection and see what I can come up with. But yeah, one step at a time, guys. Trying to get her done. But once I get the radiator hoses situated, I got to make the downpipe, and I also had to remove the transmission cooler, which is right here. So I'm not really sure where I'm going to put that, but I'm definitely going to have to relocate it somewhere else because it doesn't fit where it used to go anymore. I did have it mounted kind of right here, kind of tilted back. It's mounted where the radiator is now. So yeah, so I'm going to have to figure that out, but we'll take one problem at a time. But she's coming together. But I'm going to make all this here that I've got into one video and put it out eventually, and I'll continue working on this thing, and this will be the part 2 of the turbo swap. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.